I'm a little shocked. I'm not going to lie to you guys right now. I thought this team tonight, emotional. Certainly, when you saw the lineups, you're like, eh. But Mason Low-Rise said something in postgame tonight. He said that there's still belief in that locker room. They all looked around and believe in each other. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of redemption tour, revenge tour. Marchand was the leader, but there's still talent here. We'll get into the Marchand thing in a bit. This is about Pastrnak setting the tone. This is about Low-Rise taking the next step. This is about Pavel Zacha being one of the better players on the team tonight. That's what it's about. And again, Bruins, Panthers, here we go. Get your popcorn ready. Bees down 2-0 tonight. Score 3 goals in just under 7 minutes in the third period. Win 3-2 over the defending Stanley Cup champions at home. Remember when this team couldn't even score a goal in the third period? Again, Pastrnak, Low-Rise, Zacha. Think of those names. Right? The Panthers have had this shutout streak against the Bruins for a while now. But early on, it was all Panthers, right? They outshot the Bees. Bees couldn't do nothing offensively. It was somewhat of they sleptwalked through that first period. But, they battled back. They battled back tonight. Bobrovsky was a little lazy, I thought, at times tonight. Morgan Geekie had a shot in this one. And just looking at tonight's game, something's changed here. It's 2 games, I get it. It's 2 games, but there was a different energy tonight. A different energy. And I know when it's Bruins, Panthers, maybe that's what you get. But there was some momentum after those power plays. Lindholm with a nice pass tonight. Another assist for him. He had another chance on the power play. I just wanted to highlight a couple of these players tonight. And I'm just looking at time on ice. Zacha, 20 minutes. Pastrnak, 21. Middlestat played just over 16. Lindholm played over 17. And then it was Morgan Geekie. Like, that's what they're going to lean on. Now, Kastelik truly is a fourth liner now. Hustinov, he had a couple of hits out there tonight. Kepke, again, had a couple of blocks out there and a couple of shots on net. Just looking at it, it seems like they've eliminated something. It's easy for me to point to Marchand, Coyle, Carlo. All I know is something must have been said in that locker room about belief and believing in each other. They're 2 points out of the playoffs right now. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. Hey, listen, I've been consistent in saying I think they're closer to the lottery than the playoffs. 2 wins against Florida. Woo.
It's just nonstop belief. We got so much belief in that room, and it really shows. You just stick to it. You got a lot of guys that are just playing for each other and playing for the logo on the front. It makes it really fun.
Was that a shot? Skaz, that's why I brought that up. When I heard that, that's Mason Low-Rise, what, a second-year player, whatever it is, who's now taking on a bigger role, bigger responsibility without Lindholm and without McAvoy. I think a lot of guys this year were making their own business decisions. Did they eliminate that? Mason Lowry, who had an impact in tonight's win, by the way. Hey, it's about the name on the front, not the name. Ooh. Skaz, your takeaways from tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I was impressed tonight. They looked, I don't want to say awful, but they didn't look good through 2 periods, that's for sure. And this is a team that has struggled to score third-period goals at home all season. This is a team that has struggled at home all season. So, went into that third period thinking this one's over. They're going to lay down again, and they did the exact opposite. I was really impressed with the Bruins tonight. Pastrnak was all over the place, making impact plays on both ends. I thought he was throwing his body around a little bit. The middle stat has made good plays time and time again. You mentioned ice time for some of these guys. Lowry's a guy that played 20 minutes tonight. That's a guy stepping up who you need to step up. And I'll admit it too, Joe. When he said that comment, my ears kind of perked up. I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then, we do the sports radio thing, Joe. That's our job. I mean, we gave Jeremy Swayman quite a bit of grief this offseason and at the beginning of the season for his contract talks and for that affecting the team and starting slow and Swayman not being, ready to go. What if the captain of your hockey team was, letting contract talks, fester in the locker room and, impact play during the season? That's, obviously we're reaching, but when your team responds like this, 2 games in a row, you beat the Lightning 4-0, and then you have a 3-goal, outburst, and for them, a 3-goal outburst in the third period is, you don't even recognize them. So I definitely thought that was an interesting comment after the game.
Very. I liked it. It popped. I heard it. Stood out to me. I just want to reiterate, I've been consistent in saying I think they're closer to the lottery than the playoffs. But they have a game against Ottawa coming up that could impact the playoffs. And listen, I somewhat wanted the team to, I don't want to say the word tank. I thought they didn't have it this year. This is something to be excited about. I'm glad I watched tonight's game. This is a new-look Bruins team. It's refreshing. I don't think they're Stanley Cup contenders, okay? I'm not going to go that far. But sometimes subtracting someone can mean a lot. And I don't know. Hearing that right there just kind of stood out to me. One other thing. Can I credit Joe Sacco? Is that all right? Putting these lines together, keeping the guys interested, positive, aggressive offensively when they were down. There was a couple of I guess I would call them penalty kills where I actually thought they were better tonight. They were better on the power play, no doubt about that. Sometimes I don't know how to evaluate Sacco, but keeping this thing together, I think he deserves some credit for that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, we've definitely hammered him after some bad losses and stuff like that, and they've had 2 good wins in a row after some adversity, at the trade deadline. A lot of the teams, don't look like this or don't bounce back in this way. So, yeah, I give Sacco credit. And you mentioned Bob, seeing things before they happen on the ice. He kept harping on the middle of the ice, that the Panthers are so aggressive, that the middle of the ice opened up. And it seemed like Sacco was seeing that too because they adjusted. They were sending Pastrnak to the middle of the ice, Zacha to the middle of the ice later in that game. So, that's something I saw. Well, that's something Bob saw, and then I saw it, which is usually how it goes. So, yeah, I think Sacco does deserve credit for that tonight.
Just to go back to the beginning of the year, I thought that there were some areas where I thought the Bruins would struggle. And one of them I thought was they were slow. Don't they look like they have more speed now?
They just look more engaged. I don't know. Yeah, I'll agree. They looked less slow. Even Zadorov looked less slow tonight. So I don't know what that's about. And Joe Swayman, that's 2 good games in a row. A guy that's, again, hasn't been great, but He was tremendous on Saturday, and he was good enough again tonight.
When I say speed, they were a heavy team. Maybe there was an albatross on the roster in general where they just looked heavy. I don't know. To me, youth, speed, just I see it. It's 2 games.
Yeah, they're going to the Cup.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I think it's worth reacting to this game. They were down 2-0 against the defending Stanley Cup champions at home when their former captain was in the building being emotional all day.
Was he in the building, Joe? I didn't see him. Did you see him during the game?
I did not see him during the game. He was at practice earlier
He
today.
was at morning skate this morning.
So I can't confirm that he was at the game.
I haven't seen anyone confirm it. I'm not sure he was in the building tonight, Joe, which is another thing that's just a little interesting.
There's no love for that team, man. Zadorov Bennett, give me that one again, please.
Worth the contract, I've seen on Twitter now. Bruins fans half happy with the contract after that.
I killed him for the stick. I was really just being a little hyperbolic. You make so much money, go buy a better stick, that kind of stuff, Maybe the stick moment's the one for Zadorov to get him off the, you know what I mean? He finally became a Bruin. Anyways. Some people in our chat are like, wow, win a couple of games, and whoa. No, I think that the team deserves some credit for beating the Lightning and the defending Stanley Cup champions after just literally gutting their roster and going into tank mode. And they've won 2 in a row, and Swayman's playing again? They didn't blow a lead.